There is a hidden force that is determining the ceiling of your success. It is the invisible architect of your self-sabotage, the silent author of your most vicious inner critic. It is the reason you procrastinate on your greatest ambitions. It is the reason you feel like an imposter even in moments of triumph. It is a ghost in the throne room of your own mind, a ghost that has been ruling your life without your conscious permission. This is not some New Age metaphor. This is a deep psychological truth. If you have ever felt this invisible barrier holding you back, this glass ceiling on your own potential, then this journey is for you. We are going to go deep into the psychology of Carl Jung to uncover one of the most powerful and often wounded parts of the human psyche, the Father Archetype. This is not about blaming your father. This is about understanding, confronting, and ultimately remaking the internal version of him that lives inside you. It is about evicting the ghost or taming the tyrant so that you can finally ascend to the throne of your own life and claim your own sovereign power. Jung discovered that we all carry within our psyche an internal imprint, a complex created not just by our personal father, but by our culture's image of what a father is. This is the Father Archetype. It is the psychic blueprint for structure, law, discipline, order, and our ability to connect our inner world to the outer world of action and consequence. When our relationship with our own Father is healthy and secure, this inner archetype becomes a source of profound strength, a wise and just king who guides us with a steady hand. But when that primary relationship is wounded, Jung understood that this inner archetype becomes distorted into one of two toxic forms. The first is the tyrant father. This is the legacy of a father who was domineering, hypercritical, abusive, or emotionally cruel. This wound manifests inside you as a vicious, relentless inner critic. It is the voice that whispers, "You are not good enough. That's not perfect. You will fail." You become a slave to a standard of perfection that can never be met. You may achieve great things, but you will never feel a drop of satisfaction because the tyrant on the inner throne will always tell you it was not enough. The second is the ghost father. This is the legacy of a father who was physically or emotionally absent, weak, passive, or unreliable. This wound manifests inside you as a profound lack of inner structure. You feel lost, ineffective, and unable to bring your dreams into reality. You lack discipline. You procrastinate. You feel like a boat without a rudder, adrift on the sea of your own potential, with no strong guiding masculine force within you to set a course and sail. This is not just a poetic or mystical idea. The work of the 20th century psychologist John Bowlby in his development of attachment theory provides a powerful scientific validation for Jung's insight. Bowlby's decades of research demonstrated that our earliest attachments, particularly with our primary caregivers, create what he called an internal working model. This is a neurological and psychological template that dictates how we see ourselves, how we see others, and how we see the world for the rest of our lives. It operates automatically and unconsciously. A secure attachment to a reliable and loving father figure creates an internal working model of the world as an orderly, predictable place where your actions can lead to positive outcomes. It creates a model of the self as capable, competent, and worthy. But an insecure or anxious attachment to a father who is either a tyrant or a ghost creates a damaged internal model. Bowlby's research confirms what Jung knew intuitively, that the child of a tyrant learns that the world is a dangerous place of judgment, and the self is fundamentally flawed. The child of a ghost learns that the world is chaotic and unreliable, and the self is powerless to make an impact. This is the hidden programming that is running your life. The path to healing this foundational wound is not to ignore it. It is not to appease it. The path is a courageous and conscious confrontation. You must walk into the throne room of your own psyche and face the one who has been ruling in your place. To heal the tyrant father, you must develop your own inner wise king. You do this by consciously learning the art of self-compassion. When the inner critic attacks you with its venomous accusations, you do not argue with it, and you do not believe it. You meet it with the calm, firm authority of a just ruler. You present evidence of your own competence. You acknowledge your efforts. You give yourself the validation that you were denied. You, the conscious self, become a more powerful authority than the tyrant. To heal the ghost father, you must become the father you never had. This is an act of profound self-creation. You do this by consciously and deliberately building structure into your own life. You set goals. You create routines. You keep the promises you make to yourself, starting with the smallest ones. You, through your own deliberate action, build the internal throne, brick by brick, and then you have the courage to take your seat. This inner work is the great journey of adult life. Jung called it individuation, the process of becoming a whole, undivided individual. It is not about destroying the Father Archetype. It is about integrating it. When this integration happens, a miracle occurs. The tyrant's relentless criticism is transformed into the sharp, discerning counsel of a wise advisor. His energy is not destroyed, it is harnessed. The ghost's passivity is transformed into a capacity for compassionate flexibility, a knowledge that not everything needs to be controlled by rigid force. You are no longer the rebellious prince, forever fighting a war with the tyrant. You are no longer the abandoned child, forever searching for a father to guide you. You have become the sovereign. Your ambition is no longer fueled by a desperate need to prove your worth to a ghost. Your discipline is no longer a form of self-punishment. They become the natural, healthy expressions of your own integrated power. You are able to rule the kingdom of your life with both strength and compassion, with both structure and heart. You have now walked into the throne room of your own psyche. You have faced the ghost or the tyrant that has ruled your life from the shadows. You have not slain your father. You have understood him. You have integrated him. And in doing so, you have finally grown up. You have been transformed. You are no longer a child, waiting for permission to act or bracing for the inevitable criticism of a flawed king. You have become the source of your own authority, the author of your own laws. Jung knew that this was the great, difficult work of a conscious life, to become your own psychological parent. The chaotic kingdom of your potential now has a wise and just ruler. The venomous voice of the inner critic has been transformed into the calm, strategic counsel of a trusted advisor. The empty throne of the absent father has been filled with the profound, unshakable strength of your own self-generated discipline. You are not just a son or a daughter, forever defined by the man who came before you. You are a sovereign. The crown is yours. It is time to wear it.